Hey, today we're going to be talking about this light right here, which I've been using for a while now as my background light, so let's get right into it. Hey, I'm Scott and welcome to the channel. What we do here is all kinds of unboxings, test reviews, anything photo and video related. So if you like the content here today, please do consider subscribing to see more in the future and hit the little bell icon to get notifications when those new videos are uploaded. So what we're going to talk about today, like I said, is this light that I have right back here, which is the Peragos Disk 30C from Vibesta. And this is going to be a pretty simple video here. I'm going to make this into the first 5-minute review that I've done in a while. We're going to talk about the basic specs. We'll talk about the things that I liked, the things that I didn't like, and finally my recommendation or the lack thereof, all in under 5 minutes. So let's get the clock on the screen and get right into it. Peragos Disk 30C is a small to medium sized 30-watt RGBWW circular LED light. Of course, it has those high CRI and high TLCI ratings, but we're going to do more strict color testing, and I'll put those results up on screen right now. It has a white light range of 2400 to 9900K and full HSI color control. You've got multiple power options, which we will get into in just a minute, and it's very bright, so I will put the results on screen in terms of actual camera exposure, just so it's a little bit easier to understand at some different settings. I really love the brightness and size combination here. It's not too small, it's not too large, and it's bright enough that you can see here it's obviously very close to the wall, but it's lighting this up very nicely at 20%, and it has a really nice spread with the built-in diffusion and the 120-degree beam angle. This worked better than any other small light that I could get into this position in my personal collection. I love that there are 2 customizable preset buttons here, which means that when I have it somewhere like here, I can set this as a preset and then I can bring it out into a different situation, dial it in however I need it to be. When I come back here, I don't have to remember the color temperature, or in this case the HSI settings or anything like that. I can just press that preset button and boom, it's ready to go exactly as it should be. I also love that there are multiple power options here. You got the MPF plate, and of course there are different sizes of those MPF batteries, which are very, very cheap. You can also go the AA route, and those are obviously readily available. And you can also use the DC in jack. So if you have like a D-tap to DC cable, you can use a larger capacity V-mount battery, for example. So there's just a lot of ways you can power this for whatever situation you're in. It's also great that you can remove that built-in diffusion that I talked about. It's magnetically held on there, but don't worry, it's not going to fall off. It's very securely on there. But being able to remove it means you're going to have the LEDs exposed, which is going to give you more raw power. So if you're shooting it through another diffusion, if you're bouncing it off a wall, of course, having that more raw power instead of it being cut down by the diffusion on the front is going to be a great option. I also know they are coming out with some really cool accessories for this, some add-ons, and I'm not sure, but there's a possibility that some of those maybe could be added on with that magnetic design. So that's going to be really easy to switch between those if that is the case. If it's not, I'm sorry, but it does also have some potential for future development. You can also dial things in with very, very fine control here. Of course, things like the color temperature, but also the intensity, you can dial in very, very accurately, in the way it works means you can very easily get very small adjustments, or you can jump from one extreme to the other very, very quickly, because the speed that you turn the dial is directly related to how fast those adjustments are made. My first complaint is actually the last pro that I just talked about, and that's the fact that when you turn that knob, the speed that you turn it is related to how drastic your adjustment is. You can push that knob to change between the different parameters in HSI mode or color temperature versus intensity, for example, and then when you turn it, obviously it adjusts that parameter, but when you turn it really slowly, it's going to adjust things very finely. When you turn it faster, it's going to make more drastic adjustments, and just the transition between those 2 speeds does take some getting used to. There were times, especially at the beginning, where I was trying to make a small or medium adjustment and it just jumped way too far, and that was a little bit annoying, but since then I have gotten used to it. It also does come in a case with a little cold shoe mount, which is nice, but the case itself is not very large, so don't expect to be able to put anything additional in it, like any kind of small stand or extra batteries or anything like that. I do also wish that since this can be powered by DC in, that they would have included some kind of cable. That would have been a really nice touch, maybe a D-tap to DC in cable, just to give you the option without having to go out and buy anything extra. So I checked the price this morning and it seemed like it might have been on sale on the website, so I'm not exactly sure what the price will be when you're watching this video, but it was about $200, and that price is, I think, a good price for what you're getting here with this light, the power, you know, the control, everything like that, the quality. At the very least, it's about what I would expect to pay for something like this, if not better. Its light spread and brightness are really, really great for me, and although it is a little bit large, again, for me personally, to use as an on-camera light, having that circular shape means if you're using it on camera or as an eye light, it's going to give you nice round catch lights. Of course, this is a relatively new light, so to see more details about all of the things that are available, the pricing, everything like that, please do check out their website. I'll put the link in the video description below and on screen right here. If you have any questions or comments, as always, please leave them below and I'll do my best to get back to you. But for now, if you you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, maybe share it if you'd like, and as always, thank you for watching.